And the channel. This is Books Nelson with the At Me Bro Show, and we will be going over the new packs that they have just released, these buzzer beater packs and boxes that are now available. So inside we have Galaxy Opal Steph Curry, Chris Webber, Drazen Petrovic, and Diamond Paul Pierce. I wonder how affordable this Paul Pierce is going to be, because this could be a really good, if his price comes down to a reasonable place, he could be really amazing. So we're gonna go right to these boxes, to the auction house, and see what these cards are looking like. I guess the most efficient way will be, let's be professional here. The most efficient way will be to go to the collections and the premium buzzer beater boxes. All right, so let's see what. So we already know Galaxy Opal Steph Curry is going to be going for a crazy high price. I'm gonna tell you guys straight up, I find it hard to believe he could be worth that price, because that's the same price or more than Galaxy Opal LeBron, and there's almost no way he's going to be able to guard that card. Like, that's not his role, that's not his design. Now, I will say, I love the old Steph Curry card. Like, he doesn't have clamps, but so he wasn't usable competitively, but in terms of the offense, I love his shot, love his handles. Just, I did the spotlights for Iguodala pretty late, so I didn't get a chance to play with that card really against people. But for myself, I would love to get this card, to show you guys, is the most important thing, but also to have fun with it. I would imagine that he would be more in line with CJ McCollum than anybody else. So we see here, I mean, we expect the three-point ratings to be out of control. Quite frankly, unless you're doing Steph Curry rookie cards or something like that, no modern Steph Curry card shouldn't have a 99 three-pointer. That's just manipulating MyTeam to keep the cards diverse, but Steph Curry should always have that. He does have a 75 dunk, which is fantastic. And while in the real world he doesn't deserve a 75, I personally, you guys can feel free to disagree with me if you want, I personally feel like Steph Curry should never have less than a 60 to 65 dunk, because Steph Curry can dunk easily with both hands. It's not, he doesn't struggle to dunk the basketball. It's not even like Chris Paul, who put in a fantastic dunk the other day, who goes like years and years and years without dunking. Steph dunks once in a while, you know, he dunks sometimes, so he should get a little bit of a dunk rating. Y'all could bless him a little bit, and especially in MyTeam, where everything is so juiced. So I'm glad he's got that dunk rating. Really curious to see how often he finishes and all that stuff. A 65 block, or whoa, a 65 block, that is crazy. 60 interior defense. So we see defensively he has much higher stats than this Pink Diamond Westbrook, which he needs because he's a Galaxy Opal. But obviously you're not going to pay 400,000 MT for a couple more points of interior defense to only take you to 60. That's still going to get you bullied. My personal belief is, you know, at least a 70 strength. So he has a 75 strength. You see Westbrook has an 80 strength. So I'm not sure which of these will defend better on the inside. Curry does have Intimidator. We'll look at his badges in a second. So we see he has a 96 speed, which is absolutely fantastic, and it should boost all the way to the maximum. So, I mean, look, this card should be amazing across the board, but at the end of the day, he's still a 6'3 guard. So I just don't know if this game is designed in a way that a 6'3 guard can be at the top of the meta. I feel like a 6'3 guard is almost has to come off the bench, or if not come off the bench, you've got somebody on the bench to face LeBron. Whereas when you look at the cards that usually go for that price, they solve all your problems at that position. Like if you get Galaxy Opal KD, you're out of the market for a small forward, no matter what else 2K has to say to you. And I just don't feel like that's the case with Steph Curry. You still, you know, you still might want somebody who's more of a slasher, more of a dunker. You still might want somebody who's more of a defender, more of a bigger character. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe his stats will be so juiced that he can do those things better, but I doubt it. I think it'll be more like Galaxy Opal Tony Parker, who was very, very quickly outclassed. So I do think his prices are enthusiasm base prices, but I do think the card's going to be excellent, and he should be really fun, and I'm really looking forward to possibly getting this card one day. I don't know when, because I don't know if I'm going to pull packs from these from this set, because there's nothing I want. I'll probably pick up the Paul Pierce outright and review that card, and if anybody else is affordable, I'll review them, but I don't know if there's a real reason to pull from this set. It's 4 cards that I'm not wowed by what I've seen, but let's go into it to see if I should be wowed. Maybe I'm wrong. So we see he has Hall of Fame, everything regarding shooter, Hall of Fame ankle breaker. So this card is going to be a monster off the dribble, creating his shot at a 3-point line. Like for everything I'm saying, don't get me wrong. This card should be absolutely deadly on the perimeter. He's got basically every badge you want. Let's just double check here. So he's got defensive leader, intimidator. What's his pick dodger at? His pick dodger is, he's got interceptor Hall of Fame, which is excellent. Did he have Hall of Fame pick dodger? Wow, he's got so many Hall of Fame badges. Wait, where's his pick dodger? If he did I miss pick dodger? I'm looking for it, guys, because a card this small definitely needs pick dodger. Okay, he's got gold pick dodger. I thought I was bugging for a second. He's got Lob City Passer. That's great. He's got putback balls for some reason. That's random. So yeah, he's good. You know what he's bringing to the table. He's going to shoot the lights out. He's going to be really great at dribbling. He's really fast. I'm very curious to see what his speed feels like, because I can definitely say that the Westbrook card with the 99 speed feels different. I'm curious if there's some secret sauce in 2K where when they say you're 99 speed, you just get like extra speed, So this is long overdue, this Pink Diamond Chris Webber. Chris Webber has a card with very mixed reviews in the rewards market for the spotlights. So, I shouldn't say rewards market, but in the spotlight rewards. So, what's up, Kerry Williams? Welcome to the stream. So, this Chris Webber, it's interesting because this Chris Webber looks good, but again, I would imagine unless he comes to buyout pretty soon, I'm not sure if I'm seeing... this is a puzzling step for me, guys, to be honest with you. It's called buzzer beaters. Now, keep in mind, what's up, Giovanni Swish Lord? Yeah, Curry's going to be a monster on the perimeter. The only thing I say, so you said the C-Web can move, trust me? Okay, good. I mean, he has an 86 speed, so he compares very favorably to Anthony Davis. He's got a 93 vertical, which is crazy, a 94 strength. So, I mean, at 6'10", he should be able to play the center position the same way Davis can. Davis is in theory undersized, but I can tell you, he doesn't feel undersized in terms of performance. So let's see what Chris Webber's bringing to the table. All right, well, let's just review these ratings a little bit. So his ball handle is 86 at 6'10". That's incredible. So I really need to see how this card moves. And he's got an 82 perimeter defense, which is very good. I really have to see how this card moves before I can... Actually, these aren't reviews, this is an overview to see what we should be expecting from these cards, but this Chris Webber card might be a monster. Chris Webber was always a very good shooter, so in my team sense, you would expect his shooting to go way up there, although strangely enough, not really a better shooter than Anthony Davis. Alright, so let's see what badges he's got. He's got Green Machine, Catch and Shoot, all of the post stuff, which is great. Deep fades, which might actually be really useful on this card if he has a good animation. That might be very strong for him. He said Chris Webber was 6'9", now he's 6'10". I don't understand how he was ever 6'9". I've never heard anyone... I understand if a player grew. There are some players who've grown throughout the course of their career, but I definitely don't want to see players who were always the same height in the league getting different heights. The most egregious example, which clearly seems like an error, is the what's his name? Help me out, guys. The Brazilian point guard from the Suns, Barbosa. Barbosa has a 6'1" card, I believe, and he also has a 6'5" card. And Leandro Barbosa was obviously never 6'5". So let's see what he's got. He's got moving truck, deep hooks, contact finisher, rebound chaser, back down punisher. Okay, so here's my thing with this. Basketball Reference says 6'9". I've never heard him consider 6'9". I always heard him called 6'10". That's very strange to me. And I watched Chris Webber's entire career. I always heard him referred to as a 6'10" power forward. So I don't know. That's really weird. That's really weird. I'm pretty sure he wasn't remeasured. I hope my stream isn't going down. That's really weird. My internet should be pretty good to go. But anyway, He's got gold clamps, which is fantastic. Somebody told me he doesn't have Intimidator, which is extraordinarily puzzling. And he also doesn't have range extender. He does have rim protector, but not having Intimidator. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Yeah, we have to try this card out to see where he is, because for a pink diamond at this point in the year, not having range extender and not having Intimidator, what I do love is that he's fast. So he could possibly be improved Bam out of bio. Bam has really good animations, so I need to see Chris Webber's animations. But at the same time, Bam has range extender, so that's up to you guys. You know where you fall with that. I think Bam's range extender, particularly with his step back being so strong, is a very strong tool on that card. So here's another card. Again, he's not buyout yet, so we've got a 6'5". This is how you know people just go gaga over the rating sometimes, because a 6'5" shooting guard just doesn't project high at this point in the game. And this is the problem when you release a Galaxy Opal Michael Jordan and a really strong Jimmy Butler, a really strong Kawhi Leonard, a really strong Tracy McGrady, and then obviously this free Brandon Roy. It's hard. I mean, do you guys get excited about a 6'5" shooting guard? Because to me it feels, and he's only at 89 speed, I believe. To me it kind of feels like, that sounds like a 20 to 40k card, not a pink diamond that's going to be on bid. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the card is so crazy amazing that he makes me not play my Galaxy Opal Brandon Roy. I don't anticipate that being the case with his 62 interior defense and 27 block and no rebounding whatsoever. I'm not going to call him slow, because with coaching boosts his speed can get up there, and with a shoe you can get it up there. But it is worth noting that he's a little slower than a lot of the top flight shooting guards right now, particularly to be 6'5", right? Like Jimmy Butler's speed is at 90, but he's 6'8". So he's 6'5". So this is why I said I'm kind of puzzled by this set. He's got a 91 lateral quickness, which is good. Just over the mark. He's, to where I find that acceptable. So I expect the shooting to be outrageous, because he was a phenomenal shooter. Yeah, range extender, quick draw, Hall of Fame clamps, which is absolutely great. Hot zone hunter, outstanding. Tireless defender, great badge. Space creator, great badge. Giant slayer, he's going to need that. What was his dunk rating, guys? I actually didn't look closely at that dunk rating. It's up here. His driving dunk's only a 75. So no contact dunks from him. This is another card I'm going to have to get my hands on, because on paper he looks good. It might sound like I'm poo-pooing him, but when you're not as good as cards that came out weeks or months ago, or particularly, I'm so glad that Brandon Roy is the first card to come up here. Brandon Roy is the standard for all new cards that are going to be really expensive. Like if you're a budget card, then you're not even dealing with that. If you're a diamond or an amethyst card, you can have an entirely different kind of value. But this pink diamond, who right now is pretty expensive, I don't even see him on buyout yet. Oh, there we go. So he's on buyout. Yeah, his price is coming way down. Well, good, because his price should come down. And this is another reason why I'm like, would you really open these packs? Because the best reason to open these packs, honestly, is because if you get Steph Curry, you're going to be able to sell him, and you'll have the economy for quite some time. That's going to really put you in the market to get whatever you want. But in terms of cards to play with, the Chris Webber's looking kind of like a W. Let's see if he is on buyout. He might be a W on buyout, to be totally honest with you guys. Just because of that ball handling, and who was Giovanni Swishlord says, his with Hall of Fame quick first step, his handles is wild. Absolutely. If this card can play center effectively, a la Anthony Davis, which I have my doubts about with no Intimidator, that scares me, because I can tell you 100% that Hall of Fame Intimidator, first of all, is one of the most important badges in the game, straight up. Secondly, I can see it making Anthony Davis, keep in mind this is an expression, but it makes him taller, right? Like it obviously doesn't make the card grow, but he plays like he's 7'1" because that intimidator badge makes shots miss, and he has a tremendous wingspan. That's only important for C-Web because if this C-Web can play center, Anthony Davis, it might be the only center in the game, maybe Bill Russell, that could guard him. Like against 99.9% of the cards in this game, if this card can hold its own, you take this card on the perimeter and 5 out, and people have to switch and substitute and go small and figure out something to guard you. Now, if he can just get hop step dunked on, then that's also not going to matter. If he can just get hook shotted over, that's not going to matter. And that's why Intimidator is so important. So I really do think we won't know the full story of this card until we get to his animations, and we definitely won't know the full story of this card until we see how he plays in the wild. Paul Pierce. I'm actually kind of excited about this card because his Amethyst is a really, really good card. Livio, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. So this card is exciting because he's a cheaper version of all of these really high tier small forwards that are coming out right now. So I'm really curious to see how this card performs. Now he's 6'7", I should say, so he's a little undersized. I expected him maybe to be 6'8". Paul Pierce has been listed at 6'8" at times in his life. I don't know if he's legitimately 6'7" or 6'8". He does have a big frame, but let's look at the stats. Let's get right into him. So he's got tremendous post fade. Look at that post fade. That might be really great for this card. He's got a 92 midi, a 94 three-pointer. Free throws looking good. An 85 dunk, really high dunk. This is the what you call it? The rookie Paul Pierce, where he was dunking on people a little bit. Okay, so Gus Hardrock says Pierce has steady shooter. All right, I'm gonna go on a little mini rant about steady shooter here. I've seen the same people say that Dimer is extremely overrated and say that steady shooter is just like the death to a card. No offense to anybody, but I think most people who struggle with the steady shooter thing, I think it's in people's heads a lot. It's not that I don't, it is a bad badge, don't get me wrong, because it does make you less effective of a shooter, but the percentage last I checked was really, really low. Like it's something like gold steady shooter knocks you down between 4 to 6%. On a card with a 90 something 3, that and green machine and all this other stuff, like catch and shoot, the effects of steady shooter is getting countered by all this other thing, all these other stuff. And here's the thing, if you've also got floor general and dimer going to it, the effects of steady shooter should be completely negated 90% of the time. I would say if you are primarily shooting with a card off the dribble and they have bad hot zones and they don't have hot zone hunter, then maybe you might say steady shooter is affecting you more. But the idea that you would look at a card that's really fantastic and be like, oh, they have steady shooter, so they're not good. In my experience, if you have the green window of somebody's release down pat, you will hit that shot most of the time. I always refer to Kenyon Martin because I had his release basically down 100%, and Kenyon Martin, whose three-point shot I think is like a 79, just never missed with him. Just literally never missed with the card, as if he had a 99 shot. And then there's other cards like Carmelo Anthony who had a 99 shot, and I'm like, luck of the draw. So I think the steady shooter thing is a little bit of hysteria. I know people in Park and Pro-Am who've tried steady shooter and they just have it on, see if they like it, took it off. It's not this major difference. It's something like a 6 maximum. I think the worst it can affect you is like 6%, something like that. Look up, I think NBa2k Lab has something on the badge. Now the badge may have been patched at some point, so the numbers might be slightly different, but with all of the other, it'd be one thing if you're talking about a card with no badges except steady shooter, but keep in mind, catch and shoot, volume shooter, tireless scorer, all of these, hot zone hunter, all of the green machine, all of these things are affecting you. If you hit 2 shots with green machine, there's no way steady shooter is going to rise up out of the basement and snatch your jump shot away from you. I just think that's nonsense. That's just my thing. I don't think people, when you play a lot of cards, it is basically impossible to have all of their releases perfect. And the game does have full whites where you released it perfect. So if you mix in bad luck with the full whites with imperfect releases, you can get a game where you shoot really badly with a card wide open, and Steady Shooter is like the redheaded stepchild that gets blamed for everything. See me with somebody who has all of their shots 100% perfect. Their green window is perfect. The character's got a big green window on all of the badges. And with Steady Shooter, they just can't hit. They take off Steady Shooter and they hit all the time. I don't know. That's just my opinion, guys. I think it's a little bit of an exaggeration. But let's get back into this Paul Pierce card. Hall of Fame Quick First Step. Hall of Fame Pick Dodger. Hall of Fame Clamps. Hall of Fame Defensive Leader. Wow, they blessed this card. On paper, this card looks every bit as good as all of the other 6'7"-ish small forwards in the game. He also has Dimer, Gold Ankle Breaker, the dreaded Gold Steady Shooter. Yeah, this card definitely looks very strong. Who could I compare him to? Do I have anybody? I don't have him evo'd yet. Funny enough, I actually don't have a small forward in this mode besides, I think, Pink Diamond Richard Jefferson. So I might actually get this card for my lineup at some point. We will definitely be doing a review of this card. His price is already plummeting precipitously, so we're just going to pick him up. What do you guys think will be a good price to pick up this card? Wow, he's coming way down. Whoa, he's pretty cheap. Uh-oh, we got a Paul Pierce deep dive coming. We definitely got a Paul Pierce deep dive coming. Is he gonna? Wow, I wonder if that Steady Shooter is scaring people off of him. And, hey, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe, Steady Shooter is just making him the worst card in the world. But this card is cheap. This card is cheap. If he's that cheap now, he's going to be even cheaper later. All right, well, we're definitely going to pick up a Paul Pierce. I don't know if I'm going to pick him up right now. I might wait for his price to come down, but we'll definitely pick him up today and do a deep dive. I am still working, so I want to finish my work first before I go into the deep dive with this card, because I really want to get into it. I just hope the prices never go back up when they're this cheap. Oh my God, he's super cheap. All right, so we'll just pick him up. Is this card bad? Is that what's happening? You said 25? Whoa, that's super cheap. Oh man, I wish I had time, because I definitely snipe. Because I know people, if he's going for 25, people are going to be putting him up for 20 just to get rid of him. Because his price is sinking too. And when cards' prices sink like that, people definitely panic sell. Wow, so 24 is the lowest. Another user got him. Alright, so we're going to see if we can get this fool for 24 real quick. Alright, we got him for 24. Alright, so this time I'm not going to review the card twice. I'm just going to throw him into my collection and restart the stream with a Paul Pierce deep dive. Alright, so I will see you guys back in a few. Thank you so much for rocking with me. If you're pulling packs, good luck, and if you're sniping, good luck as well. Alright, hope you guys get the cards you want. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. Peace.